a lot of people are always talking about nervous system regulation, and now it's no longer just nervous system regulation, it's now emotional regulation. Our nervous system is not broken, and nervous system regulation has to do with balance. If you have nervous system regulation, you are balanced. If you still don't change the programming that is driving your nervous system, sis, your results are going to be same old. Nothing is going to change until the programming changes. So what we really want to look at today is about your nervous system, and to let you know that your nervous system is not actually broken, it is winning. Hello Queens, my name is Titilayo Akiwande, and in today's video we're going to be talking about why your nervous system is not broken, it's actually winning. So today, a lot of people are always talking about nervous system regulation. Oh, you need to regulate your nervous system for you to be able to receive more, for you to be able to do the things that you really want to do. You need to, regulate yourself. And now it's no longer just nervous system regulation. It's now emotional regulation. Very soon it's going to be mental regulation. Like, sis, our nervous system is not broken. And a lot of the time, the language and terminology that is being used out there can be really confusing. It was confusing for me at first because I thought my nervous system was not operating well, or it was just on the wrong programming and I need to reprogram it. However, I didn't realize that my nervous system works perfectly, and so does yours. So in today's video, we are going to break down what it means to actually regulate your nervous system and how the nervous system relates to the things that you do on a daily basis, your habits, your patterns, and how it attracts, it repels, how it enables you to do the things that you want or the things that you do not want. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's start. We all know in biology, like we studied what our nervous system is, and we can see it under the microscope on how our nervous system runs from our brain down to our toes, and how the branches are moving from the left to the right of our body. We all know that, and a lot of people know what our nervous system is. That one part of our nervous system is the parasympathetic mode of operation, and then another one is the sympathetic mode of operation. So we are so much aware of it. So we all know what the parasympathetic mode of operation does and the sympathetic mode of operation. Just for some people that might have forgotten, I'm just gonna refresh your memory. So the parasympathetic mode of operation is where we rest, we digest, the nervous system builds, it replenishes, it helps new nerves to grow. It's like the green light of our body, allows us to explore more of the opportunities that are available to us. It's the receiving mode. Then the sympathetic mode is the action mode. It is where our blood sugar level rises up to make us take the action, where we have that adrenaline, where cortisol likes to live. And it is the mode of operation that allows us to go, move, survive. It scans the area, and if there is threat, allows us to move and work faster, do whatever we need to do just to survive. So they work hand in hand. One is to help us survive our daily stress, and then one is to replenish, build, rest, rebuild. So they work hand in hand. You cannot be on the sympathetic mode of operation all day and not have the parasympathetic. At some point you will collapse, and you cannot be on the parasympathetic mode of operation and not move. The energy is just going to be stuffed because you're not using it. It's producing, it's giving you energy, and you're not using it. Before you know it, one illness or the other has happened, and then you die slowly. So they both need to be used. Eloquence, just before we continue with the video, I want to use this opportunity to invite you to my Life Reset Workshop. Life Reset Workshop is a space for you to work with me for 2 weeks to see the patterns running your life, to see it, name it, and to change it. Once you know what is running your life, sis, it is easy for you to get what you want. What you want is no longer a debate. It is now yours for the taking. Back to the video. However, in this day and age, especially with busy women like us, a lot of the time we are always on the sympathetic mode of operation, whereby we are just doing and doing and doing, and the amount of time that we step into the parasympathetic mode of operation could be like 20% of your all activities during the day, and that 20% is even interrupted because we have programmed ourselves not to rest. So even when we are resting, even when we step out of sympathetic mode of operation to parasympathetic mode of operation, our brain is still on alert. It's like a lot of the time, most women will put one leg in, one leg out. Oh, I'm gonna rest, but with one eye closed. And then if there is a threat or a danger, boom, you're back again into the sympathetic mode of operation. And this is why a lot of people are having heart diseases, diabetes, kidney failure, stroke, stress. A lot of diseases are happening because we are overusing that mode of operation. We are wearing it out. It's getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And at some point, when it starts to collapse, then all the illnesses and diseases start to enter the body because we are not getting into the parasympathetic mode of operation, whereby it could help us repair, rebuild, receive, thrive, replenish, rest, and help us like grow properly. We are not entering into that mode most of the time. We are always on one mode. And when this happens, this is where a lot of people start to die slowly. Anyway, I think I've refreshed your memory on the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. And I have made videos about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. So I'm not going to talk more on this. So what we really want to look at today is about your nervous system, and to let you know that your nervous system is not actually broken, it is winning. Now, the way that I learned about my nervous system and the way I thought my nervous system was, especially when it came to like regulation. So when people spoke about, oh, nervous system regulation, I used to think that, oh, it means I need to be calm, I need to be patient, I need to be still, I just need not talk a lot, not, be stressed and everything. I didn't realize that nervous system regulation means the balance between your survival mode of operation and your thriving mode of operation. There has to be a balance. And when there is a balance, things easily flow and you can receive everything that you're asking for from the universe. So another way that the nervous system works is that the nervous system is like the hardware in our body that works so well with our mind. So let's just say that the mind and the nervous system have a very good relationship. That's why when people talk about alignment, they are always talking about your mind and your body. So not just your body, your flesh as it is, but your nervous system. So when you have that alignment with your body and your mind, and then the spirit, which is like the energy or the source, which is flowing directly, things work so quickly when you have that alignment. So now we are going to talk about the relationship within your mind and your nervous system. So let's just relate it back to a computer. So when you have a computer, you have the hardware and the software. So this was what I learned when I did computing in school. You have the hardware and the software. The hardware are the things that you can see physically and move around in the computer, like when you open a computer up. Let's say the computer, like your laptop, is your body, and inside that laptop there are little things here and there that you can see and you can move around, or you can assemble them for it to work in a way. So your nervous system is like the hardware, and then the mind is the software. You can't see it with your physical eyes. So the software in the computer are like the programming, which is our memories, our beliefs, our patterns, our habits, like our experiences, things we've experienced, things we've not yet experienced. So the nervous system and the mind, they work hand in hand. One thing a lot of people don't know about the nervous system is that the nervous system is the gateway to what you receive, or what you do, or what you do not do, or what you don't receive from the universe. So your nervous system is being built in a way to keep you safe and to also help you grow. So your nervous system is winning all the time. And the way the nervous system likes to work is that the nervous system works in a way that it only takes in or allows things that it feels safe to the body. So say for example, as a child with a perfect nervous system, the child has not yet learned a lot. So it means the mind of the child is still a lot vacant. So the mind of that child is open to learning new things. So the mind begins to collect data and store it into the hardware. So say for example, a child touches a sharp object, and then as the child touched the sharp object, it hurt the child, and the child started crying. Immediately the mind collects that data from what the child has done, its programming, and put it back and say, oh, this is a sharp object, because the mind has now experienced it. It runs it and begins to store it little by little into the hardware, which is our nervous system. So the more, if the child goes again and touches the sharp object, it starts to store it, and it becomes like a I wouldn't say permanent because it can be removed, but it starts to store it as one of the programming that, oh, anything that resembles that image is a sharp object. We should not go near it. It could hurt us. So the mind and the nervous system works together in that way, whereby it stores different experiences and patterns and behaviors and habits. And as a child, that is how our mind starts to collect data and start storing it in our nervous system. So as that child grows, depending on what the child chooses and depending on what the child is engaged with, the mind and the nervous system starts to run programming and save data in the body on what is safe, what is not safe, and what they should avoid. As a child is growing up, a child cannot speak and communicate yet. So because of that, our nervous system and our mind does not pay attention to our words. It only pays attention to our feelings and what we are choosing and the experiences and how it makes us feel. So as the child grows up, the nervous system has already stored what is safe and what is not safe. So when a child has a new experience, the perception of the child allows the nervous system to know that, oh, this is safe to us, this is not safe to us. So say for example, a child goes on a roller coaster and the child did not enjoy it at all. The child threw up so many times. The child was ill. So the nervous system noticed the experience, noticed how bad it made them feel. It noticed that the person was just not so happy, noticed the feeling of tightness, not being happy, the emotions as well. The nervous system notes everything down and saves it. So when it comes to roller coaster, when anyone mentions roller coaster to the child is like, nope, we're not doing that. It's not safe. So the child is not even going to get another opportunity because the mind and the nervous system is going to run it through your brain immediately and your mouth to say, oh, I'm not going. I had a bad experience. Before you even think it through, before it goes through your thinking process, because that data is already saved, you're just going to say, nope, I'm not going. That's not for me. I had a bad experience. Even though that bad experience was like 20 years ago and it was a different scenario, you're never going to say, nope, we're not going. Nope, 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 nope. And this is how our nervous system keeps us safe. And this is where we are going to now talk about being an adult. As an adult, now you want to have new experiences. And some of these experiences that you want to have are kind of like beliefs that you've had from maybe when you were younger. So if you believe that rich people are too flamboyant, they always showing off, they are not respectful, they're just too much in your face, and yeah, you don't like them, and every time you see them, even though your face does not say, your feelings say, you tighten yourself up, your body is just tight, you just have this defense mode on you. You're like, look at them, these people, they always showing off, they're always using someone else to get their riches, they're always wanting too much. You just tighten up. Even if you don't say anything, that reaction that you have in your body, it sends a signal to your body. I don't know, a lot of people might have had that belief based on maybe an experience of one rich person, and then you just decide to like tag all rich people as that. Your mind already has this belief. So you already have this belief. It's running in your mind, it's running in your nervous system. Your mind and your nervous system, they want to keep you safe. And then all of a sudden, 20 years later, you want to get rich. And they say, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be rich. No matter what you do, like, remember, your nervous system and your mind, they're not listening to your word, they're only listening to your feelings. So you go out, you you do all the things that you need to do to get more money, you work harder, you just do a lot. Okay, but even with all you're doing, your nervous system remembers that being rich is not safe, because in your mind you have this belief that rich people are flamboyant, they are greedy, maybe not greedy, but that they show off too much, they're using other people and all of that. And you have tamed this belief or this thinking in your mind as, it's not safe. So even though you don't say physically that it's not safe, but your feelings have said it that it's not safe. So your nervous system is just going to, no matter what you do to work harder, to be like that person, or to be rich, or to have more wealth, like those people that you've made them not feel safe in your body, your nervous system is just going to keep you away from it, no matter how hard you work. So you're going to push and push your body, push your mind to achieve the things you want to achieve. Oh, your nervous system is blocking it. But most times, your energy is stronger, has a lot of, I wouldn't say willpower, but can move quite can move quite a lot more than the mind and the nervous system. So you are now using a lot of energy working hard to achieve wealth, to achieve success, to be rich. And guess what? You might achieve it. So because you put a lot of energy, that energy, it was just bypassing the mind, bypassing the body, and you were pushing and pushing, and then you got that result. And immediately you got that result, you were happy. But there is so much more energy that can come through the body without being tired. There is so much energy that's come through your body and you were so tired, and then you just decide to relax. You just decide that, oh, let me just relax a little bit. Because right now you've relaxed and withdrawn a little bit from the energy. Your mind and your body now takes over because that's their job. And immediately you relax to just start going back to normal. That was a survival moment. We've survived it. We've put through. All right, let's go back to our normal. Let's go back to our normal beliefs. So your mind and your nervous system goes back to normal whatever you've achieved. So say for example you achieved to get a role or a certain amount of money, you've earned the money, and then you've relaxed a little bit. Within 1 year, within 2 years, before you know it, you're back again to square one. And then you start asking yourself, how did I get here? Huh? It's your nervous system and your mind that made you get back there. I'll tell you another scenario of someone else. So for someone else that they see wealthy people and they just like, oh, these wealthy people are so nice. They're having good experience with them. Oh my God, I'm loving this person. This person makes me feel so happy, so in love. I'm enjoying life. Your nervous system and your mind start to take that experience. Oh, so this is good. Oh, this is safe. She's having fun. The feelings are different. The feelings are vibrating higher and higher and higher. So it's like inviting more to the mind and the nervous system. So your nervous system is feeling like, oh, if this experience is good, it must be good for us. So whenever that person works hard, even just a little bit, to achieve more wealth, the nervous system has already saved it as, oh, this is safe for us. Anyway, the nervous system starts to open up more ways, make things easy, make things flow to you easily and effortlessly because it is safe to you. And that person attracts wealth so easily. And that is how the nervous system works. And that is why you see some people, they work so hard to achieve a little bit. And the minute they stop working harder, whatever they've achieved starts to diminish. And there are some people that they work hard a little bit, but as they continue to work, it gets lighter and lighter and it becomes second nature, and things are just flowing to them easily without them working so hard, and everything is just opening for them. And this is the way our mind and nervous system works. And this is why we have different people, different wealth. What works for A might not work for B. What works for B might not work for C. It's because of our beliefs, what we've programmed into our body, our mind. And since I used to be like that, I used to be one of those people. So maybe when I was young, I did have a belief about wealthy people. I was frightened of them, and I used to feel shy or embarrassed and feel like I wasn't enough to be like them and everything. And I might have had other beliefs that flowed alongside with it. And sometimes, as well, as human beings, we buy into societal beliefs as well. For example, you see your mayor on the TV, I say, oh, these rich people or these politicians, all they do is steal money, steal money. I never do that anymore. Even Trump, even whenever they're doing their bad, their worst, I don't talk bad or evil about any other person. I just see them as, you know, them exercising their powers. Everyone has got a right to their energy, and however they want to use their energy is up to them. So I never speak bad or evil or join in conversations about people because they are wealthy or anything. Because remember, whatever you say has a feeling or vibration attached to it, which is sending signal to your mind and nervous system and is running your program. So I never say bad or say, oh, these people are scammers. Don't do that, sis. You need to stop doing that. Do not judge. That's why in the Bible it's written, do not judge. Can't remember the rest of the scripture, but do not judge, okay? Because it will come back onto you. All right. It saves your nervous system and your mind, saves that and prevents you from reaching that level or being like that person. So for me, basically, I worked a lot harder. I worked so hard that the minute I stopped working hard because I was tired of pushing the body, forcing my mind, trying to motivate myself. This is why motivation don't work. Trying to motivate myself to stay on the course and keep moving. And then I'll get to a point I'm just like, I need a break. I'm tired. Maybe I need to try something else. Before I know it, I'm back to square one again, and I have to start all over again. And this is why nothing sticks. I made a video about that. A lot of the time, we move, push so much effort, and then we're back to square one again. So, sis, this is why if you want to change your result, you need to change the programming. You need to introduce new beliefs. So firstly, this is why a lot of mindset work, it's so important than the action. The action is like 10%, but the mindset, the programming, the software that has been processed into the hardware, those two are so important. Changing the beliefs, the patterns, everything that you think is really important, and then that transfers into the hardware. The hardware is programmed by what you feel is safe and what is not safe. So these aspects are so important. So the hardware is like where the nervous system is, and this is where embodiment comes into place, because the hardware is what you say, signal to your nervous system that it's safe. So changing your beliefs and changing the programming, and then embodying what you say you believe in, shows the body that this is safe. We're gonna be safe if we do that. We're gonna be safe if we're exposed to it. Oh, okay, let her get exposed to it. I'll give you a little example before I round up this video. So for example, the way the nervous system keeps us safe is that when two people go out, okay, they're having a good time out, they are seeing things, the way they see and perceive the events around them will be different based on their programming, based on their nervous system programming as well. So your mind and your nervous system can allow you to see opportunities that are safe for you, then the opportunities that are not safe for you, your mind and your nervous system will not allow you to see it. So say for example, there's one person that his mind and nervous system are open to opportunities, wealthy stuff, they have good beliefs that allows them to attract what they want. So they could see a paper bag and say, oh my God, that paper bag, look at it. The mind and the nervous system, actually the mind initially, will start to produce images, what they can produce from that paper bag, how the opportunities for them to make more wealth, more money, or how it could help in their business, or at work. It starts to allow them to see different things. But the other person, your mind and your nervous system is close to opportunities like that. It will not allow you to see it in the way that person is seeing it. So you will see it, you will be like, what's so important about this thing? I beg, let's just go. Yeah, I just can't relate with it with the way you relate with it. And then you are just gonna let it go. It's nothing to you because your mind and your nervous system have blocked it and closed it from your perception. But that other person is gonna see it, go make so much money with it, or do something to it that is gonna bring them closer to their goal and their objectives. And this is another way that the mind and the nervous system works. So it doesn't mean that your nervous system is broken. It just means that your nervous system is perfect. It's trying to keep you safe. And it will only give you things that it feels safe to you. Now, if you want to expose yourself to different things, we need to change the programming. So we're going to speak more about that in my next video. But with this video, I just want to let you know that our nervous system is not broken, and nervous system regulation has to do with balance, just balance. So even though if you have nervous system regulation, you are balanced, if you still don't change the programming that is driving your nervous system, sis, your results are going to be same old, same old. Nothing is going to change. Your life is just going to seem like it's improving, but it's just going to be the same old, same old. Nothing is really changing until the programming changes. All right, my queen. It's your gal, Titilayo 3.8, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Ciao.